In your career, selling yourself can be a challenge, but a new DIY book is hoping to turn you into your own publicist.
You bet. Since 2002, the Shahori brothers have worked in the publicity world for performers, charities, and businesses, and now they're sharing their secrets with you. Media Whore is their new book, and Daniel and Stephen join us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us.
Well, thanks for coming in, because this is one of the most challenging things. Doesn't matter if you're in the industry like us or you're in the corporate world, selling yourself. There's a fine line, because I think a lot of people are nervous about coming off as too confident, right?
That's right.
So what are the first steps in terms of selling yourself?
Well, in regards to something like this, like we imagine that people like yourselves are receiving hundreds, thousands a week. So we need to be in your mindset going, we don't want to annoy you. We want to catch your attention. We want to be friendly and respectful. And the idea of I don't want to be too cocky is just think about, I'm here to talk about something that I love. So if I can express that, then it shouldn't be a problem. So, instead of being cocky, it's I love this. I want to tell everybody about this.
And what you're talking about are pitches, right? So, and that's what you were saying, is that we get a lot of pitches here on the show for a variety of different things. But you and I kind of disagree on this one. Can you oversell yourself? I don't think that initial pitch you can. Sell it to me.
You know, it depends on your point of view. We sort of look at it like you don't want to come across like a dispassionate journalist when you're selling yourself, because that's just a little bit too neutral. But you don't want to come across as a carnival barker where it's all, you know, completely over the top. And then people can sort of pull back and be like, okay, this sounds a little too pitchy for me.
In particular, and then if it doesn't deliver, you could blacklist yourself if you oversold and then you show up and you underdeliver.
Right.
You don't want to sound like the guy selling the gym membership, and you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I just want to use some free weights a couple times a week, and now you got me into this whole thing. So you were a couple steps down from that. I'm
so curious about your whole story about getting into the publicity world, because you had hired a publicist once upon a time, and you weren't happy with that.
Well, no, we hired a person. He wasn't even a publicist. He tried to help us, but we realized and it was $500. It was a modest fee, but at the time we're like, we can't afford this every time. And as much as this person tried, and I don't even blame him, because we had really nothing to sell at the time. We were doing a comedy show at a comedy venue. There was no real story to it, so we didn't blame him. But we're like, we cannot keep doing this. We have to learn how to do this. And then
people started coming to us eventually and saying, hey, can you guys do this for us? Which was something we never thought would be a position we'd be in, and it sort of just snowballed from there. We started doing it for our comedic friends, and eventually we did it for the Second City here in Toronto for about 7 years, and then so on and so forth. And now we do it for all topics, for all people.
Well, I guess it also kind of makes sense, though, to sell your own work if you can, because you're the most passionate about it.
Right.
You live and breathe it.
We say that in the book. It's like nobody technically should be able to sell what you're doing better than you, because you know everything about what you're doing and why you love it, why it's fantastic. We make the analogy of, if you knew the very same things about your home, you wouldn't need a real estate agent. But the real estate agent has been trained to pick out finer points and details what a potential buyer might be looking for.
Those administrative things that the typical person who's passionate about something, they're not necessarily going to know. And this fills in those gaps. And so here's how you can do it by these little rules, and then bam, you're good to go. And you've got the enthusiasm, you've got the knowledge to make it happen.
So what has it been like, because you represent a lot of people, and now you're representing yourselves for this book. So how's it been selling yourself for Media Whore right here?
Well, we're here talking to you.
So it works.
While TIFF is going on as well.
So right, and then again, you know, Liam, I'm very persistent but very respectful, and I reach out and say, hey, if you have time, I would love to come speak with you. And that's just it. Whenever we have something new, can I please come speak to you about this? This is what we're doing.
Quickly, what is something you should not do when you are pitching your product, pitching anything?
I would say don't be too aggressive, like we talked about, and definitely take no for an answer, which sounds sort of counterintuitive, but you should definitely take no as an answer, because whatever it is you're doing right now, it's never going to be as important as what you're going to be doing next, and after that, and you can sort of leverage yourself and really pester somebody
and
until
burn a bridge.
Right, and they'll give you something, but then they're never going to deal with you again, and that's not what you want to do.
Yeah.
Amazing. Daniel and Stephen, thank you so much for coming in, and congratulations on the book. It's called Media Whore, a shockingly simple guide to becoming your own kick-ass publicist.
That's it.
Can I say that word on TV?
Well, you just did.